Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah Azza wa Jal orders us in the Qur'an to ponder and reflect upon His words. Then do they not reflect upon the Qur'an, or are there locks upon their hearts? With this in mind, I'm going to be taking a look at two chapters in the Holy Qur'an, Surah A'raf and Surah Shu'ara. I'm going to be looking closely at a verse in Surah A'raf and analyzing it to see if there's a possible hidden subtlety in it, one that has never been discussed before. In Ayah 92, we read, Those who rejected Shu'aib were wiped out as though they had never lived there. Those who rejected Shu'aib were the true losers. At first glance, the verse may seem like a typical conclusion to a destroyed nation's story. However, there might be more to it. The phrase, those who rejected Shu'aib, is repeated word for word twice in the same verse. This repetition is highly unusual for the Qur'an. It is important to point out there are many instances of repetition in the Qur'an, sometimes more than 10 times in a single surah, like in Rahman, Mursalat, and Qamar. And yet, despite the frequent repetitions, nowhere else in the entire Qur'an is a full phrase repeated word for word in a single verse as in this ayah. This raises a question of why. Why does this occur here and only here? We can try to understand if there might be a hidden reason. Could there be something that distinguishes Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam from the other prophets? Like all prophets, Shu'aib was sent to guide his people to Allah, but there might be more to him than that. Allah tells us in Surah A'raf, "And to the people of Madian, we sent their brother Shu'aib." The description of Shu'aib as their brother here is crucial, because it tells us that Shu'aib was from Madian and was sent to Madian, just as Hud alayhi salam was from Ad and Salih alayhi salam was from Thamud. Things get more interesting when we turn to Surah Shu'ara, where instead of Madian, the word Ashabul Aika, which translates to companions of the thicket, is used to describe the people Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam was sent to warn. Many people believe that these are the same people of Madian. But what if they are different people in a different area to whom Shu'aib was sent after the destruction of Madian? This seems unlikely because the Qur'an never explicitly states they are different people, nor does it ever mention the two in one breath, which heavily implies they are two names referring to the same people. Thus, that seems more likely to be the case. However, there's something else I find noteworthy in Surah Shu'ara. Verses 105 and 106 read, "The people of Noah denied the messengers when their brother Noah said to them, 'Will you not fear Allah?' Similarly, verses 123 and 124 read, "Ad rejected the messengers when their brother Hud said to them, 'Will you not fear Allah?' In the same way, Salih and Lut, peace be upon them all, are referred to as their brother, a statement which shows their familiar relations with the people they were warning. However, when we get to Shu'aib alayhi salam, the word brother is dropped. It's strange because it sort of deviates from the previous four prophets. This, in my opinion, is not random, but rather the indication that Prophet Shu'aib was not the brother of the companions of the thicket, but rather a foreigner in their midst. Since Shu'aib was from Madian and not related to the companions of the thicket, we can conclude that these are two different groups of people Shu'aib was sent to. If true, this makes Shu'aib unique among the prophets in a significant way. He alone was sent to two different peoples, both of whom rejected him, both of whom were seized and destroyed by divine punishment as a result. With this in mind, we can turn back to Surah A'raf, verse 92, and the repetition of the phrase, "those who rejected Shu'aib," suddenly becomes more meaningful. In my opinion, it is more than just emphasis. Allah repeated the phrase to indicate He was referring to two distinct groups. The first group, Madian, was utterly erased without a trace, and the second group was also punished and became losers in this world and in the hereafter. Rather than split them into two separate groups, our Lord in His perfect book combines both judgments into a single compact structure marked by the deliberate repetition. This subtle repetition, though often overlooked, may serve as a literary and theological marker. It reflects both the magnitude of Shu'aib's message and the gravity of its rejection, not by just one, but by two communities. Such precision in the Qur'an reminds us that every word is placed there with a purpose. What sometimes seems like unnecessary or redundant repetition is in fact revelation, layered, intentional, and full of meaning. There might still be a lot to be learned about the Qur'an, because it is the gift that keeps on giving, and Allah knows best. Thank you so much for watching.